Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another Ben Tennyson Omniverse reaction for you guys. This is Season 4, Episode 7. Of course, we're not on the title until I get into the episode. Last week was the reintroduction, if you will, to the Forever Knights. Well, kind of the Forever Knights, because you guys reminded me, and it's been a bit, so I forgot. But I was thinking back, I'm like, that's actually correct. That actually makes sense. A lot of the Forever Knights were killed off. Like, they're gone. Because the ending of Ultimate Alien, I think it was Dagon, I think that was the pronunciation of the character, or the entity, or whatever that they mistaken Vilgax for at one point. But it was the whole Dagon arc wrapping up Ultimate Alien, and there was a huge war, and it was chaos. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's been a bit, but yeah, like, that was crazy shit. That's why there is a new-ish kind of version, but it's, like, very few. Like, there's hardly anybody a part of this thing. Like, there's a reason why they've not been around at all in Omniverse, because a lot of them basically were killed off, or they're gone. So it makes sense. So, I don't know where we go from here in terms of, like, them specifically, in terms of this new, you know, version of the Forever Knights. No idea, but they were going to, of course, extract all the DNA from the aliens throughout the whole entire planet. I'm like, okay, good luck. And of course, they were using a hybrid, like, freaking machine in order to do it, a satellite or whatever. And of course, Harang was involved, because why not? Because Ben's a menace, so why not team up with this guy? And it was, like, the scientist, whatever, that was introduced in the episode where they kidnapped Ship, so that they could basically duplicate his abilities, so they could send all of the freaking Forever Knights to the Dragon World, which never happened. So, a lot of layers to that episode in terms of, like, who's that character? Because, like, I remember that character from somewhere, and that's who it was. I'm like, oh, okay, alright. And then, of course, we got to see a lot of aliens in the episode because of a certain device that could basically turn Ben back into being himself when he turned to a different alien. So we got a huge rapid fire of aliens. So that was pretty fun. And, of course, the return of, was it Jimmy or something? That the fan, who then revealed who Ben is. Like, that was the opening of Ultimate Alien. Oh, yeah. All those aliens and stuff, that hero, it's Ben Tennyson. What an ass. Jimmy, you're an ass. So, I don't know what to expect from here. I'm just excited to get into the episode to see what they show us, guys, because you never know at the end of the day what to expect. Let's go. Oh, yes.
I'll hit them off. Catch up.
Here he comes. Yeah, I love it. I love it. No gun.
These blasters look familiar.
That's because they're top secret plumber tech.
What? What?
Have a good
Gwen!
time at the car show.
Gwen!
But not too good a time. Grandpa, you didn't answer your psych.
Huh?
What is it, Grandpa? Psych! Cousin Lucy? What are you doing
That's
here?
Lucy.
I'm visiting for a couple months. And using my favorite hairbrush?
How are low-level bad guys in Undertown getting their hands on our tech?
Yeah, that's a fair
This information
question.
doesn't leave the room. We believe we have a mole inside Plumber headquarters.
And of course,
You
Cousin
mean
Lucy's
Jerry
right
from
here.
Human Resources?
No unauthorized access to restricted areas. The works. There's a traitor among us.
I got my plumber badge right here. Plumber badge?
Yes, your cousin Lucy is the first ever sludge puppy plumber.
When you finally finish college, maybe we could be partners.
Sure.
Or better yet, maybe I could be your commanding officer.
It's good to see you, Gwen. We never do anything together anymore. You should visit more often.
I know.
The stinky mess you left in the girls' bathroom.
What? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Psych!
Oh, you're not gonna hurt me, are you? Because I said I
Hopefully
was
not.
sorry.
No, nothing like that. Just need some place where we can talk alone.
She's our second cousin-in-law once removed. She's Grandpa Max's brother's son's wife's mother's sister's daughter.
What?
I'll take your word for it. Nobody's supposed to be down here.
Uh-oh.
And you said we never do anything together anymore.
And here we go about the... Oh.
Something's wrong with it. Just a hunch.
I love that. Whatever that new, like, design is or whatever. I got it again. Why not? Yeah. Nice.
The generators are still running.
Oh.
And
There
that's
you go.
the end of that chapter.
Someone tampered with the access panel.
Who is
This
it?
was no accident. This was sabotage. Where's Lucy?
I mean, that's the obvious choice. Oh, wait, Siphon.
Do you have any idea how much my spy inside the plumbers is costing me?
First it was energy weapons, now they're stealing our tanks?
I didn't know we even
This
had
right
tanks.
soon.
There's no way Lucy has anything to do with this.
I mean, it's the
Hello,
obvious
these
choice.
deaths
There might be a
started few months
twist.
ago. I don't know exactly what she's capable of, but I'm gonna find out.
Gonna find out. Let's do it.
Look, whatever trouble you and Kevin are in, it can't be anywhere near as bad as
tanks
what
are
we're
at that
dealing
show.
with here.
Kevin? Why
Not
are you
Kevin.
here and not at the auto show with Rook?
So, what's Kevin Levin like?
Ugh,
Oh.
he's the worst.
Oh,
He's so
okay.
tough and bad.
You like Kevin?
I mean, this is too soon for that, but
Totally
yes.
wish you were sitting with him in a tree.
Never in a million years.
In a couple more.
The Annihilar.
Oh.
Think I'm Lucy?
Just drop the act. Of course you're Lucy. I'm sorry, Ben. I know you're not Lucy.
Psych!
I knew it wasn't Ben. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yep. Of course they're gonna try to infiltrate.
Bring the alarm!
Oh. Haven't seen him in a bit. Oh, they're just inside now. Okay.
Lucy's not around again? What a surprise.
Yeah.
And you get a whip.
Uh,
And you get a whip. And
figure it out, Ben.
eat my dust.
Narla, Nilly,
Annihilarg!
really?
Nylarg!
Do I look like-
Nylarg!
She got the Annihilarg.
The Annihilar!
Larg!
Nice of you to join us.
Mm.
You look terrible.
Call them off!
Corvin, you make me laugh. The plumbers should have known.
Oh.
Actually, that was me.
Wipe out the plumbers, and wipe
Yeah, good
out
luck with
Corvin, and wipe out the sludge puppy.
Corbin was the mole in Plumber HQ.
Yes, not
heard the
you.
lady. Find Garvin!
I
The little noise. Ooh. Careful. Yes, the platforms. I love the platforms. You suck. That was good.
Really embarrassing.
Damn. Good job, Ben.
No.
No, it's Lucy. It's Lucy.
Rex,
Psych.
I knew it. There's no way.
ruined everything.
Think fast.
The Annihilarg.
They knew all along that Lucy wasn't the mole.
Lucy was brought in to pose as Liam and figure out who the real traitor among us was.
Lucy keeps using my favorite hairbrush without asking, and she keeps getting mud on it.
Yeah, some people can be so inconsiderate.
Hey!
Oh.
This hairbrush is going up your nose!
Where's Kevin? Wait, how big are we talking here?
What?
Okay. Try not to make it any worse. I'm on my way.
Please, I'm not mad at you. We're family.
Good.
Besides,
And there you guys have it. And this was a pretty solid episode of Ben 10 Omniverse. And we got introduced to Cousin Lucy. Now, I don't remember her at all in the previous shows or anything. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know 100% for sure. Pretty sure this is a brand new character that's just now being introduced in the show. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we met her before. I just don't remember her at all. However, they were pretty smart in terms of making us think she's the mole. And they knew from the start, like, she was brought in to infiltrate to find out who the mole is. Because I guess they already had a mole within Plumber HQ or whatever, below Max's plumbing building and all that. So they brought her in to pose as somebody else to see who's the mole, if they can figure it out. So they knew right away. Of course, they didn't say anything to anybody, but Lucy knew that she wasn't the mole. She's brought in, but no one else knew. Of course, they played up to where Gwen suspects her cousin. When Ben actually listed how she's related to them, like, that's a lot of layers of relation, but okay. Apparently, that's how the second cut, or whatever. No idea. It was just like a lot of layers of like, da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, but she's called a sludge puppy, but we're going to stick with Cousin Lucy for the remainder of this. Now, quirky laugh, kind of a whenever she laughs a little bit too, which is funny. But we see some flashbacks throughout, a couple of flashbacks with young Gwen and young Lucy, where she's there and then she's getting, of course, sludge, mud, everywhere. And at one point, there's a flashback in the middle of the episode about Kevin, which, sidetrack just for a second, Kevin and Rook went to a car show, which they didn't speak at all in this whole episode. And I think it's because, number one, they probably didn't have the voice actors, or they just basically didn't want to bring them back for this episode, so they basically sent them off to a car show, which there was mayhem happening at points. So something was going on at points while they were away, and Ben went off to go help, but we never got to see that. So, whatever. But she mentions in the flashback, tell me about Kevin 11. And Gwen's like, oh, he's terrible. He's a horrible person. And then, of course, she's like, you like Kevin. I don't think this is planting the seeds or, like, Gwen basically just denying, because I think at the timing of when this question is being asked, she never thought, at least I don't remember in Classic when she ever ran into Kevin 11 whenever he was part of the show, that there was any sort of like actual dialogue or conversation between them, because Kevin 11 during Classic was a villain. So I don't think this is like planting the seeds. This is just basically, I think, Cousin Lucy just trying to get on Gwen's nerves. I think it was just like another way to kind of, oh yeah, well eventually they do end up being together and everything. But this is just her just like, Cousin Lucy trying to cause a little problem, and it's even reinforcing the idea of Gwen predicting and assuming, jumping to conclusions, that Lucy is the mole and the one stealing all this tech and stuff for Siphon. Which, of course, the giant chicken and all of them were back in the episode, which was pretty funny. So that was the assumption she was going to. I don't know exactly what it's called. I'm assuming whenever she transforms and has the glowy hair, glowy eyes, and the kind of like Lucky Girl outfit, that this is her Lucky Girl superhero counterpart, kind of like how Ben can use the watch. So this is her way of doing that. I'm just going to call her Lucky Girl. I love this design. I love that we got to see her do some action scenes in this episode. And the platforms at one point. I love the platforms. I always love when they do the platforms. I don't know why. Don't know why specifically that is so cool to me, but the idea of just her creating platforms to walk on, or walking up like stairs, or just walking up in the freaking, up in the air like she did in this episode, I love it. So I love the fact that we're seeing this new look of Lucky Girl, because in Alien Force Ultimate Alien, she didn't have a suit. Like, now, there were certain points where she did, like very few and far between, but the majority of the time she's just wearing her regular clothes whenever her and Kevin and Ben are out fighting during those two shows. So for Omniverse to bring back that aesthetic in terms of Lucky Girl and basically kind of modifying it to where she's kind of embracing more of her alien side, and her skin tone changes, the glowy hair, the glowy eyes and everything, and the outfit is different, that's really cool. Like, it's a cool change to do for the character, because she's essentially, because the whole thing that they did when they introduced the concept of her being an alien, she told her grandmother she didn't want to do it. Like, she didn't want to go off and abandon her human element, her human side. She wanted to go her own path. And I think this is a cool way to kind of bridge that gap, because there were points since this was introduced, this whole concept, which is a thing that's been a big discussion in the Ben 10 community, is when they went from her learning magic to her actually being an alien. So there's, or part alien, like there's the whole debacle about, was that the right decision? Was that the right kind of retcon or change to make, to kind of make it, or explain it, I guess, right? But I think this is a cool way to kind of have this, because she has at times embraced her alien side at points when she needs to go full power throughout the show since then. So this is a cool amalgamation of where she still looks like Gwen, but obviously she's more like Lucky Girl, the superhero counterpart. So it was really cool to see that. And it was fun to see Cousin Lucy turn into a variety of characters throughout the episode, especially Vilgax at the end with Siphon. That was honestly, I think, one of the highlights of like her transforming. I knew right away as soon as Gwen turned around and that was Kevin. It wasn't Kevin, obviously. But they did some pretty good reveals in terms of her being being someone else, and Gwen falling for it or whatever. So yeah, overall, like I said, it's a pretty solid episode of the show. I was definitely not expecting a Cousin Lucy introduction or whatever. Like, I think this is her first time being on the show, but having this whole kind of like inner mole kind of plot line going on, and I think it was really good to have Gwen back in the show, because it basically just reinforced to me that I think the show, I love Omniverse. I'm loving the show. It's had some episodes, but they've definitely have had more wins than losses for sure. Way more wins for sure in terms of episodes overall. But I am still missing the Gwen and Kevin dynamic. Like, I'm still missing it. Now, does that mean that Omniverse would be a better show overall if Gwen and Kevin were here and Rook wasn't? It's hard to say because I do like Rook. I like the character. I think he does a great job for what he's doing in the show, but I do miss the dynamic of Ben having a trio, like or at least Ben 10 having a trio, right? Because in, of course, Classic, we had Ben, Gwen, and Grandpa Max. Of course, Ultimate Alien, Alien Force, flip those, said them backwards, sorry. Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, Gwen, Kevin, and Ben. So I understand the thought process in Omniverse. We're doing another show within the continuity, and unfortunately, it is the last show for right now. There's been talks about potentially bringing the show back. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. Like, one of the creators has been asked, and some of the actors have been asked. They would love to come back for like a revival or something. I would love for them to do like a fifth continuity show. Like, I don't know how this ends, but I would love to see a show continuing in this universe past the point of when Omniverse, wherever it ends, just to have another show. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but they said that they would love to do it. Obviously, they're doing comics of some sort, but I understand the point of we're doing a fourth show. We've done 3 shows with a Trinity kind of like dynamic in terms of the main kind of cast or the kind of group you're following. So to go from 3 down to 2 to have Ben have a new guy named Rook, I understand the thought process in that it's going to be a shift. We're going to be exiting Kevin and Gwen, not entirely, but they're going to be gone for a fair bit of the show so far. I understand it, but I do wish that we had them more often. I understand when you have them on screen, you're paying those actors, and it's costing potentially more money or whatever because you're having more people in the booth recording these episodes and everything. I understand it's a budget thing, but I wish maybe there was a way they could have incorporated Kevin and Gwen more into the show so far. Obviously, if you have them in the show more often, the stakes have to be higher, or more so, the villains have to be more powerful. Because we've already shown how Gwen is way more powerful, or at least she is more adept to helping and everything, being a part of the team, and Kevin the same thing. Of course, Ben has, more aliens at his disposal and everything, and Rook is a very powerful individual. So if they were all 4 in the show, like at least Kevin and Gwen more often, it would definitely change the dynamic of the show. Good or bad, it's all debatable, but yeah, I do miss them being on the show. But it was cool to see Gwen in this and all that, and just seeing just the fun camaraderie and all that stuff. I can't even talk today. I'm tired. I need to take a nap. That's what I need to do. So, like I said, had a good time with this episode. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this episode. What were some of your favorite moments? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next. We're getting closer to the end of Season 4. It's crazy to say that, but we have a number more to go. But we're getting closer and closer to the end of the show, and that sucks. I hate that. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.